Hi, I'm Nige.
Ciao mesdames.
Welcome to our benivanadventures. Bienvenue en France, and welcome to our benivanadventures, and this another video in our Aire camping car series. These videos are made whether you're new to motorhoming in France or you're a regular. The videos show you the type of facilities you can expect. So come with us and enjoy the views. First up is one of our regular stopovers at Blerot Plage near Calais. First night in camp, we're at the Calais Aire. We'll put some details in the bit at the bottom here, but first we've got to get through the barrier. So these terminals, they come with different languages. We want parking for the night. It's our first entry. Now it wants the registration number. Is that? Confirm. Confirm. We want 1 day, which is €11. You get your ticket, and on the back of it is a number to be able to get out. There we go. Get your ticket, yes. This Aire is all hard standing, and each has an individual parking bay. Entry is, as you've just seen, by barrier control. There are excellent facilities here at this Aire. There's a drive over grey water disposal point. There are toilet or Elson disposal points and rinse, which is free. And of course there's fresh water points as well. The fresh water costs €2 for 100 litres. As always in France, there's plenty of good recycling. Since filming this video, the Aire at Calais has been taken over by camping car parks. It is still barrier controlled, but all the facilities now are included in the price. Also, you get 6 amp electricity. We would suggest you check out the camping car park's website for further details. On our next trip, we'll share with you an update of this great Aire. Right, for our next Aire, we move from Blerot Plage to the little village of Uray. The Aire at Uray is little more than a car park next to the village hall. We had a very peaceful night's sleep here. It's free, but there are no services on site. There's a children's play area, and you overlook the apple orchards. There are ball courts or petanque courts right next to the parking. There are also picnic tables that you can use if you get nice weather. There's even a basketball court you can use. For the services, you need to travel just the other side of the village. The service point at Uray is also free. The village provides a grey water drop for your motorhome. There is also fresh water, again, which is free. And there is a black waste or Elson disposal point. Again, there is plenty of recycling and rubbish bins. Now off to another little gem of an Aire camping car in the village of Bretoncelles. This Aire is next to a sports complex and outdoor swimming pool. The Aire has 5 parking spaces, each marked out with well-kept hedges. Again, there is black waste or Elson disposal. There's a rubbish bin. You can get fresh water. And there's a drive over grey water disposal point. You do have to move the metal tray. We have to say this is a really well kept Aire camping car. You've also got the use of picnic tables, and it's right next to a small stream where you can fish for trout if you've got the licence. There's also an extensive children's playground. Our next Aire to share with you is at La Ferte Bernard. This is really the town's car park, but there is an area where you can park up overnight. Again, the parking is free, and so are the services. You get a drive over grey water disposal point. There is a fresh water point, and there's also an Elson black water waste. We didn't use the water here because the water tap is right next to the toilet drop. Not only is the town wonderful to visit, the Aire is right next to the Bas de Lozier. It's an outdoor activity centre based around a lake, but there's a lovely walk all the way round, or you could cycle round. On to another overnight park up. This is in the beautiful village of Lavardin. There are no services at this Aire, and really it's only useful for an overnight stop should you be visiting this beautiful village. Now we're off to probably one of the smallest Aires we stayed on, in the village of Lhomme. This Aire has room for probably 2 or 3 units. It's free, it is right next door to one of the best boulangeries we used on the trip. Their almond croissants were beautiful. Parked up, you have beautiful views over the Lhomme countryside. And as I mentioned, it is free, and the services, though limited, are also free. You have a drive over motorhome grey water disposal point. You also have rubbish and recycling bins. There is a tap for fresh water. In the Aire's book, it's listed as having an Elson disposal point, although we couldn't find that. Right, this time we're off to a camping car parks Aire. Our first that we've used, at the village of Lucier Plage. It cost us €14.60 per night, but all the services are included. As always with these commercial Aires, it's barrier controlled. This Aire previously was a municipal campsite, being taken over by camping car parks. We got 6 amp electricity. There's a drive over grey water waste disposal. You have an Elson disposal point and water to wash out your cassette. And of course, there's fresh water, which is also included in the price. There are rubbish bins and recycling too. You also have the use of table tennis tables. There's also a pétanque or ball court, although this was a little overgrown. To exit the site, you need to present your camping car park's card. On to another overnight park up at the village of Saint-Lesme. Here it is literally an overnight parking. It's free, but there are no services. It's a gravel car park that is fairly flat, despite the pictures that make it look as if we're on a slope. You also have the use of picnic tables, which are right by your parking. The local commune do provide rubbish bins. Okay, we're going to share with you now another camping car park's Aire. This time in the village of Sainte-Suzanne. On our visit in March, it cost €15.20 or around £13, and all the services are included. Access is through the terminal with your carte étape. There's a large grey water drive-over service point, together with fresh water. There's also an Elson or black water disposal point. The Aire provides electricity on the EHU at 6 amp. Parking spaces are fairly generous, and most are fairly flat. We didn't need the use of chocks, although some of the pitches did. You also get the use of free Wi-Fi, but we did find it difficult to connect. You have large recycling and rubbish collection. You also have the use of on-site toilets, but these you do have to pay for. The best facility of this Aire is its closeness to the village of Sainte-Suzanne, where you can take walks around the cobblestone streets and castle walls. Welcome to another Aire de camping car on the riverside town of Availles in Sarthe. The Aire is free and has limited services. This park-up is right next door to the Salon de Fête or village hall, which could be busy if there's a function on there. However, when we were there, it was very quiet. You're literally only 20 metres to the River Sarthe, with its lovely riverside walks. You have access to a basic children's playground. There are no services at this Aire, but you do have access to toilets, which, when we were there, were spotlessly clean. You do get a little overnight noise from the ancient wooden watermill. Welcome to another village camping Aire at Asnières-sur-Vergre. This Aire again is free, and the services are free too. Parking is on gravel hard standing and is fairly flat. There are on-site toilets. There is no Elson disposal point here, and you're asked not to empty your cassettes down the toilet. There is fresh water from an ornate cast iron water tap. There are rubbish and recycling bins. There are nice walks across the countryside and even a small children's play area. Our next Aire is in the lovely village of Sainte-Ceneri. This Aire costs €5 per night, but there are no services. All the money goes back into the village and the upkeep of the car park. you do get rubbish and recycling bins. The parking is on hard standing, but can get muddy at times. There is also a small children's play area and climbing frame. Parked up right next to the river, and we even get one of those Instagram moments over supper. Our next Aire is in the town of Falaise. The Aire is situated on the town car park, right underneath the castle walls. There are no services, but it is free parking. With parking right next to the castle, the following morning you can visit the chateau or castle of William the Conqueror. Right opposite the parking is a wonderful boulangerie which sells some lovely French pastries. The entrance to the castle is only a few metres from the park up, and access to the castle grounds is free. Now it's time to visit one of our favourite seaside aires at Le Quartois. This Aire is right next door to the town harbour, with a walk of only a couple of hundred metres into the town itself. The Aire costs €9 for 24 hours. It's barrier controlled, so it's fairly secure, and has number plate recognition cameras. The gravel surface is showing signs of potholes, so you do have to be careful when driving in. We managed to find a nice park up on the side, but it was on compacted sand. The facilities: there is a drive over grey water waste disposal point. There is an Elson disposal point, but there isn't any water to rinse out the cassette. There is fresh water and electricity on the bollard, which costs €2 for 100 litres, and there's plenty of rubbish and recycling points. Payment is through a terminal. You put in your vehicle registration number and then pay by card. You can pay by a Flowbird app on your phone. Some of the parking positions have a lovely view out over the estuary. If you enjoyed our little video, please consider subscribing, and don't forget to hit the notification bell for our next Benivan adventure. If you would like to follow our travels, don't forget we're on Facebook, we're on Instagram, and you can read about our van diaries on Blogger. Thanks for supporting our little channel, and we'll see you next time on our Benivan adventures.